gonna wreck the market. That's gonna kill everybody. That's gonna kill everybody, man. So the CEO has confirmed what I said. The rumors that the BaaS prices will be reduced down, battery rental prices reduced down. That is confirmed by the CEO. And he actually laid out several very important points that are worth noting. So the whole entire BaaS policy came out in August of 2020. And back then, the situation was very different than what it is right now. And over the years, NIO has been able to really polish battery maintenance and prolong the longevity of the lifespan of the battery packs. So with this, before the pricing and everything was probably more to account for the low duration of the battery lifespan, but now it's really been prolonged, so it makes sense to make the price a little bit cheaper. And also because of the raw material cost and everything, it's very different. So they're able to lower that as well and essentially lower BaaS price down. Take a listen.
I know that BaaS was actually launched in July 2020, and it's been a few years now.
Why BaaS can be changed recently?
One is our empirical data on battery life management. So, my battery's life logic, including that we are discussing these things with the battery company, the life cycle logic of the battery will be different. Another is that we have recently changed everything, including the cost of capital, and there are many operating rules and data that are not the same.
So BaaS is definitely going to adjust.
The first thing is definitely that the price is going to drop. It's fair for old users too, because it's rented. New users adjust, old users will definitely also fall. There are also some adjustments to the rules, which are generally good things for old users, and downward adjustments are good things.
Now, making BaaS as cheap as possible in terms of monthly fee is hugely beneficial for NIO. Because let's not forget, because if you choose BaaS, rent the battery instead of buying, you instantly subtract 70,000 RMB from the purchase price. So a AT5 that starts at $298,000 becomes 229,000 RMB. And then you pay monthly for the battery payments. But for the longest time, it seemed like it wasn't worth it. But now, with BaaS, you get tax reduction, and then you also get these lower fees, which the CEO has confirmed it's for everybody, right? Even existing new owners like me will get our monthly payments reduced as well. So it's beneficial for all of us. Then, I mean, it makes it more favorable. More people will be choosing BaaS, and it just makes sense. That also makes the car cheaper. Let's not forget about that. And that's also going to really help them in the price war. And guys, the real game changer, I think, when it comes to NIO, BaaS, and battery rental, and instead of buying the battery, is also with the sub-brand. Imagine the sub-brand, and they're probably capable of doing BaaS as well. Rent the battery instead of buying the battery. That's just gonna be crazy. A 200,000 RMB car, right? It's just gonna start off at 200,000, and then you basically, and if the battery pack, let's assume it's going to cost the same, 70,000 RMB. It's probably going to be different because I've heard rumors that it's going to be 60 kilowatt hour battery pack and also 80 kilowatt hour battery pack. So the cost for that was probably going to be different. But let's just assume it's the same, all right, as NIO's right now. 70,000 for the battery pack. And if you're able to rent that instead of buying it, subtract 70,000 off of 200,000 RMB, then it only costs 130,000 RMB, and then you pay monthly for the battery rental. I mean, like, that's just such a neck-breaking price. At 130,000 RMB, you're able to get your hands on a sub-brand car that's good in quality, has everything customer wants. It could be LiDAR, big screens, comfortable seats, and also has battery swap and single motor if you want single motor. That is gonna just wreck everybody in the market, because hell, man, why would you buy any other 130,000 RMB car, even if you have to pay monthly for the battery rental? It's just so much more of a reasonable purchase. So the cheaper the price of the car, the more impactful BaaS is. So That's gonna be insane if NIO's able to offer BAS, and then the sub-brand car that costs 200K goes down to 130K. Then there's no way that the competitors can survive that, man. How the hell are they gonna survive that? Even though monthly payments, yes, competitors will say, hey, you still gotta pay monthly. But damn, that is dirt cheap, man. That is dirt cheap. 130,000 RMB. Absolutely dirt cheap. And, you know, if they're able to reduce BAS payments, hell yeah, man. That's hell of a deal. I would definitely go for, if I didn't have a car and we had that option, sub-brand car, 200K, minus 70,000 for BAS variant. So you buy it 130,000. Anybody can afford that car, and you do some little bit of financing, the down payment, let's say 10%, 15% down payment, that's 20,000 RMB down payment, and then you're able to buy that car, and then just, yeah, holy crap, and you're able to do battery swap. That is just gonna wreck the market. That's gonna kill everybody. That's gonna kill everybody, man. Even Tesla will suffer from that if that is the case. All right. Of course, we're not there yet. All right. There's still a long period of wait until the sub brand is ready, and I'm pretty sure since they have BAS already, they're probably gonna have that on the sub brand car as well, and they're probably gonna wisen up. And what I mean by wisen up is because here in China, battery swap and BAS are separate for NIO, whereas in Europe, a battery swap is attached to BAS. So you can only get battery swaps if you go for the BAS model and rent the battery instead of buying the battery, and then you can access the battery swap stations. Whereas for NIO, they're two separate things. Every single NIO car can go battery swap, regardless if you're a BAS or you straight up bought the battery pack, it doesn't matter. But I think if they're going to wisen up, they might decide to also attach those two together for the sub-brand. Meaning, if you want to get access to battery swap stations, get the one with BAS variant, rent the battery instead of buying it. 130,000, that gets you the car, super cheap, dirt cheap price. You pay monthly, but you also have access to swap stations. That would make a lot of sense, and I really hope that they do that. Fingers crossed. I pray to God that they do that. Please, 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 please do that. Again, that just makes sense. It would make people buy the car with BAS, and the BAS pricing would just be the default price that people look at the car at. And people will think of the monthly BAS payments less as a rental payment, but more as both the rental and the privilege to use swap stations. So that is something that I think NIO has to do. And if they do it, man, sales are gonna explode to the effing moon, to Mars, man. Sales are gonna go to Mars, man. Damn. So that is something that's insane. The cheaper the price of the car, the more impactful BAS is. On an ES8 that's cost like 600,000 RMB, a little 70,000 RMB reduction does nothing. All right. But for a car that costs 200,000 RMB and you're able to reduce 70,000 RMB off of that, that's crazy, man. That's a crazy amount of reduction. That's like 35% price reduction, man. I hope this happens. Fingers crossed. And I'm like 60% sure, 70% sure that that's probably going to happen. That's going to be good. That's going to do wonders for the stockholders. We're going to see sales explode. People are going to be buying this, man. People want battery swap. They want the convenience. They don't want charging. Charging sucks. Lining up for charging, have you ever experienced that in the highways? You can't even go piss. You gotta fight for chargers. NIO will absolutely explode. Sales will absolutely explode if they have BAS on the car, sub-brand car, which I'm pretty sure they will. So as always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.